Hello friends, welcome to my channel, myself Parag Jambulkar. In this video, we will see one important topic in Salesforce and that is trigger. In this video, we will cover all these topics. So see, first topic that we will cover is what is trigger, how to implement it and why we need Apex trigger. Then second topic, different trigger events and difference between before and after events. Third topic that we will cover is validation and throwing error. Then fourth topic we will cover deactivate a trigger and fifth topic that we will cover is multiple trigger. Now see, we'll go one by one. In simple language I will explain and also I will give suitable example. Now see, first topic that we will cover, what do you mean by trigger? What is trigger basically? Now see, if we take any database, for example see, MySQL database, Oracle database, in that database if we perform some operation in the sense inserting some record into the database, deleting some record from the database, updating record in the database, so any such operation. So if we perform such kind of operations, so before performing these operations or after performing these operations, what action should be taken, that is called a database trigger. See, again I will repeat. In database we have different tables, right? We have different tables and in table we have different records in the form of rows. If we perform any operation like inserting record, deleting record, updating record, so any operation if you perform, so before that operation or after that operation, what action should be taken, that actions are called as database trigger. Now we'll come to Salesforce. Now see, in Salesforce trigger is Apex code. So already we know in Salesforce we have one programming language, that is Apex. We are writing code in Apex programming language. So basically trigger is an Apex code. It is a code which is written in Apex programming language. Now see, when this code is getting executed before or after these operations. So any operation you can take, insert, update, delete, merge, upsert, undelete. So before or after any operation, whatever the Apex code that is getting executed, that Apex code is nothing but a trigger. So basically trigger is an Apex code, and when this code is executed before or after these operations. So it is very simple. Trigger is an Apex code. It is getting executed before or after these operations on the records on object. So see, Apex triggers enable you to perform custom actions before or after changes to Salesforce records such as insertions, updates or deletion, right? So after or before such operations, insertion, updation, deletion, any operation before or after, Apex code in the form of trigger is getting executed. And why triggers are used? So basically triggers are used for automating business processes. See, again I am repeating, triggers are used to automate business processes. Now see, already we have seen workflow rules, we have process builder, we have visual workflow. So all these tools basically they are used for the automating business processes, right? So in the same way triggers are used for automating business processes. Now what are the advantages of using triggers over workflow rules, process builder and visual workflow? So see, triggers give you endless possibilities in automating your task. That means for trigger there is no restriction. So basically trigger is an Apex code, right? So you can implement any logic in the form of Apex code, right? So that's why there is no restriction on the triggers. That's why it is written, triggers give you endless possibilities in automating your task. Then second, triggers can be used to implement complex validation. So to perform complex validations, we can use triggers. Validations in the sense, if any field is blank, if any field value is lesser than any number, if that field value is greater than any number, something like this. So this is called as validations, right? So for implementing complex validations, we can use triggers. Then third, triggers can be used to communicate with third-party systems when data changes in Salesforce objects. So see, if some changes happens in Salesforce objects, so by using triggers, we can communicate with the third-party systems. So accordingly, we have to write Apex code in triggers. Then triggers are extremely fast compared to other automation tools like workflow rules, process builder, visual workflow. So already I have told we have other automation tools like workflow rules, process builder, visual workflow, right? So triggers are extremely fast compared to other automation tools. Compared to these automation tools, triggers are extremely fast. So these are the advantages, and because of that, Apex trigger are used. So see, we have seen what is trigger. We have also seen why we need Apex trigger, right? Now we will see how to implement Apex trigger. So see, here I have logged in Salesforce developer org, and here I am using Salesforce Lightning. Now see, we'll go to some app, suppose my app 3. So in last video, we have seen how to create custom app in Salesforce Lightning. You can go through that video. Okay. So we have opened this app, and these are the tabs, right? And we have this tab students. Student, basically it is an object. All these are the records, right? Now see, trigger, basically it is an Apex code, right? It is an Apex code. So to write Apex code, we will open developer console. Now see, we'll go to file, new, and here we have option Apex trigger. So see, we have opened this developer console. In file, in new, we have this Apex trigger. Click on this. Okay, give some name. So suppose I am giving some name, something like this, student trigger 1, like this. Any name you can give. And I want to perform operations on student table. So see, student underscore underscore C. Okay, now we'll click on submit. So see, this trigger is created. Now see, what is there in this trigger? So see, trigger is a keyword. This is the name of trigger that we have given. On is a keyword. This is the name of object on which we are performing this trigger. And see, this is an event. So what is the meaning of this? Before inserting record into the database, this code should get executed. Within this curly bracket, this code should get executed. So see, here one event is mentioned, right? So likewise, we can have multiple events. For example, see, before update, or something like this, after delete, like this. So see, before insert, before update, after insert, after update, before delete, after delete. So likewise, any number of events we can write here. So see, this Apex code, this trigger code will get executed during this event, before insert, before update, and after delete, because here we have mentioned these events, right? Now see, some simple code we will write, and then we will move to complex code. So see, here I am writing system dot debug, and here we will write student trigger 1 is called, something like this, called student trigger 1 is called. Okay, so very simple code I have written. Now we will save it. Now see, when this trigger will be run, so see, before insert, before update, and after delete, right? Because we have mentioned this. Now see, what we will do, we will insert some record into this student table, and we will check whether it is executing or not. So see, here we have this student table, a student object. Now see, we'll click on this new, and we'll insert some record. So see, suppose I am adding Mohit Doshi, roll number something, then contact, like this will mention score 56, exam pass. Now see, department, suppose I am mentioning C, college, suppose I am mentioning PICT. Now we'll click on save. So see, we have added one record, right? Mohit Doshi. So this record we have added into student table. Now see, so we have created this trigger which is running on this student table, right? Student table, it is working on student table. And before insert, means before inserting that record into the database, it should get run, right? Now see, we'll click on logs. Okay, so see, here it is showing one log activity. So see, we'll click on this. So see, here it is written student trigger 1 on student trigger event. So see, our trigger is executed, right? Now see, here we'll click on debug only, and here you can see student trigger 1 is called. So see, before inserting that record into the database, this student trigger 1 is called. Now see, this trigger we can check and we can also update them. So see, now see, we'll click on this setup. In object manager, we'll search our student object. We'll open it. And here you can check. See, scroll down. And here we have triggers. So see, we'll click on this. And here you can find it. Student trigger 1, right? So we have created this trigger, right? Now see, here also we have one button, new. So from this also you can create trigger. So see, what we'll do, we'll click on this new. Now see, we'll create another trigger. See, student trigger 2 on this object, and suppose here we'll mention before insert. Okay, so event we have mentioned. Now see, some statement will add system dot debug. Here we'll mention student trigger 2 is called, like this. Now see, we'll save it. Okay, so see, we have created two triggers, right? Here you can see. We'll click on this Apex triggers. We have created these two triggers, right? Student trigger 1, student trigger 2, right? Now see, we'll insert one record into student object. So see, here we have app launcher. Here we'll search my app 3. Okay. We have this students object. Now see, one more record will insert. So see, suppose we'll take roll number, something will enter, contact number, like this, score, exam passed, department suppose IT, college suppose GCOE. Now see, we'll click on save. Okay, so see, we have added this record, right? New record we have added. Now see, so here we'll click on logs. So see, so here you can see. So see, that trigger is executed. Now see, we'll click on debug only. So here you can check. See, student trigger 1 is called, student trigger 2 is called. So see, that means we can create multiple triggers for any object, and all triggers will get executed when that event is happened, like this. So see, here we have seen multiple trigger, right? Multiple trigger that we have seen. We can create multiple triggers. So see, what are the different features of multiple triggers? So see, you can have multiple triggers on the same S object. So S object means any custom or standard object, that is S object, right? Already we have seen in previous video. So S object means any custom or standard object. So on same S object, we can have multiple triggers. Firstly, the order of execution is not guaranteed. Now what is the meaning of this? So see, here triggers are executed like this. See, first trigger is executed, then second trigger is executed. Now see, this order of execution is not fixed. In any order, these triggers can be executed. So see, if we execute it multiple times, so in some time we may get student trigger 2 is called, and after that we may get student trigger 1 is called. So in any sequence, triggers will be called. Then third, all these triggers share the same set of governor limits. So what do you mean by governor limits? So see, there are some restrictions over the access of resources in Salesforce. So those are called as governor limit. Now see, all these triggers share the same set of governor limits. So see, all triggers combinedly, they have the same set of governor limits. For example, see, in one transaction, if we can perform 100 SQL queries. So see, in that transaction, we will have all the triggers. So all the triggers will have combinedly 100 SQL queries. So every trigger will not have different governor limit. All triggers combinedly, they will have the governor limits. They have to follow the governor limits. So all these are features of multiple triggers. So we have covered this topic, multiple trigger, and also we have seen how to implement it, right? So see, we have seen some simple example. Now we will see one complex example. So see, what we'll do, We'll close it. Suppose if we want to open any trigger, so see, click on file, then open. Now see, here we have triggers, right? So see, student trigger 1. We'll double click on this. Okay, so see, this trigger got opened, right? Now see, we'll write some complex code. So see, while inserting any record, suppose if any field is empty, so we'll put some default value. So see, what we will do, suppose for student object, so see, I'm clicking on new, and suppose if we have not entered department value, so there should be some default value. We will enter some default value. In trigger, we will mention some default value. That default value should be entered here. So see, what we'll do, we'll write code here. Now see, we'll write for each loop. So see, for student underscore C record colon trigger dot new. So what is trigger dot new? It is context variable. So in next video, we'll see all the context variable. So see, here we are using one context variable new. And what is the meaning of this trigger dot new? So see, it refers to the record which we are updating. So see, again I am repeating. So see, whatever the records on which these triggers will be executed, those will be given by trigger dot new. So see, all the records on which these triggers will be executed, that records will be given by trigger dot new context variable. Here we will write code. Now see, we'll check if any field is blank. So see, string dot is blank. So here we are using is blank method of string class. So it will check whether this string is blank or not. If it is blank, then it will return true. Okay. Now see, we are checking record dot department underscore C. So whether this field is blank or not. If this field is blank, so what we will do, record dot department underscore C is equal to, we'll put some default value. So for example, here we'll mention other, something like this. So see, if department value is blank, so we'll enter some default value, that is other. Okay, we'll save it. So see, now we'll enter some record into a student object. So see, we'll mention Rohan Sharma, something like this, roll number 56, contact number, something will enter, score 45, exam pass, and see. So what we will do, we'll keep this department field empty and college something will enter, for example PICT. Okay, so here we are not entering any value. See, department field is blank, right? Now see, we'll click on save. Okay, so see, we have entered Rohan Sharma, right? And here you can check department value is other. So see, we have not entered any value when we have inserted that record. Still, by default, we got this other. So from where we got this other? This other has come from the trigger. Because in trigger we have mentioned, if it is blank, then default value should be other. We are setting this value other for the department, right? So when this record is inserted, then it is checking whether department field is blank, and if that field is blank, then we are making it other. So in this way we can do some complex validations. So see, we have completed this first topic and also we have completed last topic. Now see, we have one more topic, deactivate a trigger. We can also deactivate any trigger. So see how. Here we'll go to setup. Here we have object manager. So see, we'll go to student object. Here we have triggers, right? Now see, on these triggers we'll click. So see, suppose I'm clicking on student trigger 2. Now we'll click on edit. So see, here we have option is active and this checkbox is ticked. So see, if we untick it, then this trigger will be disabled. See, we have to click on save, and after that this trigger will be deactive, right? So see, we'll click on save. So see, we have unticked is active checkbox, right? So by this trigger will be deactive. This trigger will not work now. right? So in this way, we can deactivate any trigger. So see, this topic also we have seen how to deactivate any trigger. Okay. Now see next, different trigger events and difference between before and after event. So see, what are the different trigger events are possible. So see, all these are the different events that we can mention in our trigger. So see, here which events we have mentioned: before insert, before update, after delete, right? So likewise, we can mention before insert, before update, after update, before delete, after undelete, right? So see, now see, before means before performing this operation, that trigger code will be executed, and after means after performing this operation, trigger code will get executed. So when trigger code should get executed, it is mentioned by the before and after, and this is the operation, right? Before insert, before inserting any record into the table or object, after inserting any record into the object, before updating any record into the object, after updating any record into the object, right? Before deleting any record from the object, after deleting any record from the object, and after undelete. So for undelete, there is no before undelete. So see, undelete operation means we are recovering that record, right? So there is no before undelete, there is only after undelete. So see, when triggers will be executed before performing this operation or after performing this operation. So that is the meaning of before and after. So see, this type of trigger in Salesforce is used either to update or validate the values of record before they can be saved into the database. So basically, the before triggers validates the record first and then saves it. Some criteria or code can be set to check data before it gets ready to be inserted into the database. So basically, before trigger is used to validate any field. And then we have after trigger. So see, this type of trigger in Salesforce is used to access the field values set by the system and affect any change in the record. In other words, the after trigger makes changes to the value from the data inserted in some other record. So see, if we want to perform any operation on the related objects after performing some operations, so that we can do by using after trigger. So that is the difference between before and after events. So see, we have seen this topic, different trigger events, and what is the difference between before and after events. So see, last topic, validation and throwing error. So in Salesforce trigger, we can validate the field and also we can throw error. For that, we have to call one method add error. So see, what we will do here, we'll make some change. We will comment this line and see what we will do. If any field is blank, so we'll give some message that that particular field cannot be blank. So see, what we will do, we will add one message. So see, for that we have to call one method, that is add error. So see, we'll call this method add error. So see, this add error method belongs to subject class. Now see, here we'll put some message. For example, see, department field cannot be blank. Something like this, right? Department field cannot be blank. Likewise, we'll give some error message if this field is blank. And when this event will be called, so see, before insert, before update. So see, after delete, we'll remove. Before inserting any record, if any field is blank, then this message will be shown. Before updating any record, if department field is blank, so we will give this message, department field cannot be blank. Okay, now see, we'll save it. Got saved. Now see, so what we'll do, we'll go to my app 3, students object. Now see, we'll add new record. So see, we'll add some records. So Sharad Verma, roll number something, contact number something will enter, score will mention something like this, exam pass, department. So see, we are keeping this field blank, and here we'll mention WC. Okay, now see, we'll click on save. So see, when we are clicking on save, so see, here we got the message, department field cannot be blank. And from where we got this message? From our trigger, right? Here we have mentioned department field cannot be blank. right? So from this trigger, we got this message. Department field cannot be blank. So such kind of validation can be done by using trigger. So this message we got by using add error method, right? Now see. So see, we have seen while inserting record, we got this message, right? Now see, suppose we are updating some record. So see, what we'll do, this department is other, right? So we'll update it. So see, we'll keep it blank, right? Now we'll save it. So see, I'm clicking on save. So see, again we got the message, right? Department field cannot be blank. So while updating also we got the message. Why? Because see, in trigger here we have mentioned before update and before inserted. So while inserting we got the message, and also before updating we got the validation message, right? We have done validation by using add error method, and this add error method belongs to subject class. So see, we have seen this topic, validation and throwing error. So in simple language and with suitable example, I have explained trigger in Salesforce. In next video, we will see different context variables in trigger. So friends, I hope you like this video. If yes, then click on like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press bell icon so that you will get notification of my next video. So stay connected. Thank you.